Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Joel.
I'm Megan.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Tracy.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. At this moment, we are finishing taking care of the animals this morning. We've got everybody fed. All the animals look good, and things have been running smoothly this morning. At the moment, we are working on one of our nest boxes. Our young batch of laying chickens has started laying eggs, and well, they're putting in a lot of work. Now, an interesting thing about chickens is you don't need one nest for each chicken that you have. They will share, but we only have 2 nest boxes in here right now because they were just getting started, so we wanted to put a third. While we were in here, we decided to fill up all the other nests with straw as well, but this should help the ladies out having 3 nests in here instead of 2, because over the past couple days, they have started laying a lot more eggs. Now that we are finished taking care of the animals, we are up in the farm market. Now this morning, I had already set up the farm market, and I got a few orders taken care of. I had to get some sweet corn orders put together, and then these pickle orders were put together yesterday, but they're ready for customers today. At the moment, we're just looking over the cooler, just trying to see what we need for the day, so we can get it all harvested. We are getting ready to head back to the fields. One big thing we need to do is get the pump running. It has been very, very dry, so I'm taking back 2 cans of gas. That way we can get the pump all filled up and ready to go so we can start irrigating on our crops. So now all I have to do is take these tanks home and get our battery so that we can get our pump started. I got the battery charger hooked up at home, and then I came out to the fields because Dad and Daniel are picking beans. I got here as Daniel and Dad were harvesting the flat beans already. They got about 3 bushel of those, and when I showed up, they started picking yellow beans, and we got 3 bushel of yellow. They all look really, really clean, and I did try a few. They taste pretty good too. How are you feeling today, Daniel? What in the world are you doing with this?
We're picking beans.
You're gonna put them all in there?
Yeah. So the half bin, when you're in the cooler getting beans out, we'll put it on a few pallets so it sits up higher so you have to bend over. If we had our self-propelled 4-row bean harvester, we could just go out one time.
Daniel, we don't need a 4-row bean harvester.
You're right, it needs to be an 8.
Harvest is going really, really well. There is a lot of green beans, yellow beans, and flat beans in this next planting. And we're very, very fortunate that we aren't having too much trouble. The only thing giving us any amount of issue is morning glory. We have a little bit of morning glory in the field, and that kind of clogs up the front of the machine. So every once in a while I gotta pull the weeds away, but then we're good to go. My word, isn't that a beautiful sight? What's that old saying? Beans, beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you have to pick. There's just a lot of beans here. That's a beautiful sight.
Say forklift, forklift, forklift.
Forklift, forklift, forklift. But how do they taste, Becky?
They are yummy.
Are you hey, what are you stealing those for? Could you imagine if we could pick peas like that? Just is eating some pickles. In some baskets and we're loading them on the wagon. We're gonna go and pick some tomatoes before lunch. Getting closer to lunchtime, so we just wanna try and get some tomatoes harvested. So we're gonna see what we can get. Let's go, Lefty! We don't have all day! Let's go! I'm coming! We made it out to the tomato field and we're gonna get harvesting round tomatoes. Now we're basically picking anything that's showing color because we will sort it at home. So what that means is that we can get a nice, thorough harvest and make sure we get all of our tomatoes before any disease or any other problem comes. Now we are not looking for any particular type of tomato, just round tomatoes, whether it's canning or whether it's nice slicing tomatoes. What we're trying to do is pull everything off that is starting to change color. These tomatoes have been hit by a lot of problems. For one thing, due to the lack of rain, these tomatoes have suffered a calcium deficiency, which has caused us to come through and pull off any tomatoes that had blossom and rot. Another really big issue that we haven't had time to discuss with you was that we actually received hail damage to some of our tomatoes. Now I haven't seen too much yet, but as we go out through the field, we will definitely find some. This one isn't too bad, but there's some hail damage. So for the time being, we're just gonna pick everything we can, and if we do find some bad tomatoes, tomatoes that are to the point where we can't keep them, we're gonna pull them off so that the plant will continue to produce new, fresh tomatoes. Yeah, but some just say they were picking over there yesterday. I don't know how far they're going. This is what we like to see. Nice little patch of red tomatoes here. No hail damage, no calcium deficiencies. Just nice looking tomatoes. There's some more hail damage. We can usually keep some of this hail damage and sell those tomatoes as canners, because the canning tomatoes don't have to be perfect, but we still don't like to see hail damage. Just got my last basket of tomatoes for the morning. Right now, Dad is picking some heirlooms. Dad is getting some brandywine harvested and into the basket. I think you also got some others in there, right?
Some pineapple.
Some pineapple tomatoes. Ooh. All right, right, everyone, we just got all of our tomatoes harvested. Well, this is just for the morning. We plan on doing a little bit this afternoon, but as you can see, we got some nice tomatoes. Hello. What are you doing in there? Hello, how are you? Can you say Dada? Dada? Alrighty, let's see what we're having for lunch today. Looks like we've got some chicken patties, watermelon and cantaloupe, some extra leftovers. Looks pretty good. We got finished with lunch, everyone, and we came down around back to the buffer. Right now we are cleaning off our tomatoes. Now we have canning tomatoes, we have ripe, clean slicing tomatoes, and then we also have pinks. And what we'll do with the pinks is we'll leave them down here and let them ripen up over time. On the farm, we're looking at two different types of quality. The number ones, or the best quality, is the slicing tomatoes. Those are tomatoes with little to no imperfections, and we sell those for the highest cost at the farm market. Now after that, it goes to canning tomatoes. Now if you're making sauce or you're making salsa or anything like that, you don't need perfect tomatoes. You don't need tomatoes with no imperfections or anything like that. So normally you would buy tomatoes that are called canning tomatoes. Now we sell canning tomatoes for a cheaper price because they can have imperfections. So if you're doing salsa or anything like that, look for canning tomatoes. If you're making ketchup or anything where you're gonna blend up all the tomatoes, look for canning tomatoes because you'll save yourself some money. I'm out here looking out for you guys. I just wanna make sure that you guys have the best experience possible. We got all of our tomatoes sorted and they are loaded up onto the wagon. Dad is taking them up right now. Before Daniel and I head up, we're just working on grating some eggs, and then we'll be heading back out to the field. While we were cleaning up the tomatoes and then grating eggs, Joel was up here working on the silage wagon. I got the silage wagon all taken care of. It's running smoothly, but now we need to head out and pick some sweet corn. We have 2 bins on the wagon, which we need to get harvested, so we're gonna be on our way. Now the place where we're going to get sweet corn takes us about 10 to 15 minutes to get there by tractor. So we get a nice little break on the way. We made it out to the farm that we're going to be harvesting our sweet corn at. Now the interesting thing is we're not picking for any orders. The farm market has just gotten so busy that we need a lot more corn. So we're harvesting 2 bins just for us. Just about picked out 4 or 5 rows. Look at some of these. They're giant. Those are big ears. We just got our first bin of sweet corn harvested. As we were going out through the field, I did notice some damage from a corn borer. That's a worm that bores into the corn. I noticed in a few spots I saw some of that, but nothing too major. And then also another big thing we're noticing is drought is really starting to affect all of these crops. As we move up through the field into these different varieties, they do look nice, but it's obvious that this sweet corn is hurting for water. That seems to be the theme in the area where we live. Everybody is hurting for water. It would be nice if we could get some rain, because in some areas we can't irrigate, but we're just gonna have to deal with what we have. Those are some big old ears of corn. And just like that, we got our last bin of sweet corn harvested. Now I've got to take all of this stuff home because they need it back at the farm market. It's been a pretty busy day. We sold a lot of sweet corn and we're pretty happy about that. The only thing we're concerned about is the rain. If we could get some rain, that would help us out a lot. But until we get some rain, we're just gonna work with what we got. Getting a little warm out. Whew. Matthew got home from the auction with some things that we needed. The big things that we needed were cantaloupe and watermelon. Matthew sure got some nice stuff. These cantaloupes smell so good. Time of the day, I just ran over my ankle. It's that time of the day we start putting stuff away. We got everything that Matt brought back from the auction put into the cooler. Joel got finished with taking care of the horses, and now we just need to get this closed up for the night.
Andrew, your camera's where I put things.
I don't know who this old guy is, but he always walks so slow. Hello! Hi, princess! How are you? Whoa, show me what you're eating. Are those green beans?
There are green beans.
Show me how. Can I have some? Mmm! I can't find my pants! Don't touch it with your dirty hands.
It says your name on it.
One of the viewers made Callie a shirt. It says Callie Rose. What do you think of that? What do you think? If any of you guys have ever sent us a gift in, we want you to know that we appreciate it. That was really cool. A lot of people have sent stuff in for Callie or for me or whoever. Whenever you guys send something in, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Alrighty. We are now all up at the house.
Nice.
Grammy is putting dinner on the table. Tonight we are having halukis, which is basically like pigs in a blanket. It's meat and rice wrapped in cabbage. Then we also have some roasted green beans. And then last but not least, Grammy's mashed potatoes. Alrighty everyone, it is now at that time of the day where we're gonna end the video. So I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.